Does my mic sound nice? Are you loving the look of this video? This is why I love Premiere Pro, Audition, and After Effects. Next Legacy is now partnered with Adobe. Adobe is changing the world through digital experiences. We help customers create, deliver, and optimize content and applications. Go to www.nextlegacy.com/partners for more information.
Hey you, yep, I'm talking to you. You're getting hungry, very hungry. Your mouth is watering. You have a craving for Doritos, a craving for crunchy tacos. Well, have I got the treat for you. It's that time again. It's grill time, baby. Come on in tomorrow only to get your charcoal for 50% off. Choose your favorite smoker. That's 20% off. 3453 North Kimball in Chicago, Illinois. Remember, this sale is for one day only. Now that's how you save big money. It's selling out fast and secure. Your tickets now. The first annual 1043 2018 Hip Hop Fallback Jam Session. It's something you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Denai Azure, and you are now tuned in to No Filter Radio with your host, Dope as Music.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, what's up tonight? Azure. Welcome to everybody that's tuning in now, and everyone that's going to be tuning in on the replay. So, yesterday we talked about the 2-year anniversary with the station, all that fun stuff. Shout out to Next Legacy and all the amazing things that we are doing. But today we're going to get a little bit petty. Not a little bit petty. We're going to get incredibly petty. So, shout out to Brandon Johnson and his camp, because they were at an event and they spoke to people from Louisiana and Philadelphia regarding Paul Vallas, who claims he wants to be our mayor. I've told you guys before that I actually was in school when he was in charge of Chicago public school system. So I am so far against it. It's not even funny. Like, I cannot know what. I don't even know how that man's allowed to be dog catcher at this fucking point, because of all the bullshit he did. But, it's better. Why should I be the one that has to tell you all that? Let me go ahead and I'm going to play the video where people that are, again, from Philadelphia and from New Orleans can give you their perspective of the bullshit that he's into them. So let me go ahead and play that real quick for y'all. And I'll interject when I need to, because baby, oh, they went in, honey. They went all the way in. Of course, it's the average, greeting everybody, this and the third. But it kicks right on in, and they get petty real quick.
All right. Yes, sir.
Don't get crazy when I take it off this thing. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it'll be acting crazy. But, let me go ahead and get off the screen. Oh, wait.
I see you back there. What else is it? Brandon's better. That's right.
Brandon looks definitely better for sure. That's an understatement, but
I'm ready. Good. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Today is an important day. We are living in an important time. It is so important that I took the day off of my 501c3 job to be here today. Because this is a time for clarity and a time for courage. To Black Chicago, to all of Chicago, people cannot come in our communities, leave devastation, spin it, and come back as if they never did. I am here as a community organizer, as a father, as a husband, and as a supporter, a strong supporter of Brandon Johnson for mayor, because Brandon is better. But we are also here today to move beyond the rhetoric and get to the facts. So when we talk about the damage that Paul Vallas did all over the country, people would say, oh, you're exaggerating. So today I brought proof. We have women and men here from Philadelphia, where Paul Vallas stole money and closed schools.
Wait. Oh, let me see where pause. I'm not going to pause. I'm going to try.
America's most African city.
Pause. Hold on. Pause. Okay. So y'all heard that. Stole money and closed schools. Okay.
Right after Hurricane Katrina,
I can't pause.
Paul Vallas closed privatized over 75% of the schools in New Orleans.
Thank you.
So instead of people having one school board, they had 46 school boards they had to deal with. The New Orleans Picayune Tribune said that 7 years after Hurricane Katrina, 79% of the schools were still DLF schools. Wow. And he wiped his hands clean and went on to his next job.
Woo!
But in Chicago, as the corporate community sought to push Black people out of the city of Chicago,
sure did.
the way that they mechanized it was by setting up Black schools for closure.
Woo! Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Let me get that straight. Hold on. Wait. Now you hear that, right? He said what they did was they weaponized the schools by setting up African American schools and schools with children of color for closure. Now you know that who came in right behind that and made that a reality, right? Former Mayor Rahm Emanuel. Rahm Emanuel had us at 50 plus schools that he closed, and they were predominantly in African American and Latino communities, right? Whew, but who set that up? Paul Vallas.
The expansion of selective enrollment schools, which segregated the talent in our schools and began to make our neighborhood schools look by the test scores that they were failing schools.
Oof.
And then to implement something called school probation. Over 160 schools put on probation. Now, ignoring inequity, ignoring the fact that children who live in Edgewater or children who live around Rahm Emanuel's house had more opportunities for inspiration than children that lived on Madison and Central, or children that lived on 63rd and King Drive, or children that lived on 42nd and St. Lawrence, and the children that I worked with for 20 years. So, absolutely. And he put those schools on probation. And there were punitive interventions when those schools got put on probation. And when Arnie Duncan came into office, all he had to do was swing the axe. Because the schools had already been set up. Don't forget Chicago, where Albert Einstein Elementary used to sit on 3875 South Cottage Road, that are now condominiums. Paul Vallas put Price Elementary, the only school in the CPS with a jazz band, put them on probation. Now that school is closed.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Let me pause that. So y'all heard that. So the only school in CPS with a jazz band, they put them on probation. The amount of schools that got put on probation because of the bullshit rules that he that he did install when it came to education, when it came to the testing portion of it, right? So he had all these different tests that, Chicago Academic Standards exam. That was what the case exam was. And basically what it was a damn test that you prep for all year long. It was half of your grade. But when you took the actual test, a lot of that test wasn't even what you learned. You had to figure it out. You had to guess a whole bunch of stuff. And then it's a timed test at that. But it's 50% your grade. And a lot of students had issues with that, including people that had high GPAs. And luckily, we had teachers that understood the test was garbage and didn't fail us or lower our grades just because of this stupid test. But I digress.
So we will not let Paul Vallas forget. The most important
hey,
thing,
mama,
we will not let you forget.
Girl, listen to this, honey.
So today, my job is to introduce you to some powerful sisters and brothers that will let you know the trail of destruction left by Paul Vallas.
So again, you're going to hear people from Philadelphia and from New Orleans about what they did, what he did to them after he destroyed our schools.
Because of massive overcrowding.
And now he's coming back to destroy the whole city. Yeah, look.
Waged a 19-day hunger strike, which ultimately resulted in the building of Little Village High School. One of those hunger strikers is here today to remind you, our memories cannot be short when it comes to our children.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I haven't watched the full thing, and y'all, the live reaction.
Good morning, buenos días a todos. Thank you. We do not have amnesia.
No, we do not have amnesia, honey.
From New Orleans and Philadelphia, and I said thank you. And if you said 2001, I'm just gonna start by saying Paul Vallas is a thief and a liar. That's his record. That is his record.
Wait, so she came in. She did not come to play, honey. She said flat out. She walks up to the podium and she said, Paul Vallas is a thief and a liar. Go ahead.
Identity and pillages them and leads. And we're here to remind everybody that we don't forget, and he will be held accountable. We will not let you forget that in 2001 we had 100 strike. Stole the money, took the money from our community and invested it not in our community.
Wait. Did I hear that right? Did he say in 2001, which was the same time that he sat up there and he had the case exams, right? Because the case exam started, I want to say sophomore year. Let me say so that would be 90, Lord. Oh, give me some 1999. I graduated in 2002. So in 2001, he took the money from the African American communities and put it in the Latino communities and put it into the non-African American and Latino communities. Whew, that was the same time I was talking about the case exam. What a coinkydink.
Invested it somewhere up where children, sure, we all need to have that, right? But he gave it to kids already who had the resources. That was our money. Little Village is the one who produces the second highest revenue in taxes. So we might be a poor community when it comes to income, but in fight, and in fighting for our people, and in fighting for our children, there's nothing poor, and our spirit is strong.
Amen to that, yes.
And our memory is strong. So not only is Brandon better, Brandon is what we need. You know, we don't need another liar, another thief. He can go right back to where he's at. And the irony is, right after the hunger strike, I did my stuff. I have my people in New Orleans. I get there and I see this man is up in here. I said, oh no. Oh no. And he did exactly what he did. I lived it, I saw it. He doesn't care for our children, and he will continue to lie, cheat, and steal from our communities if we let him.
Yes.
Do not forget Chicago. This is too important. Too important to hold this man accountable. So,
Is it a little glitch of the thing? Go ahead, come on.
Chicago needs Brandon. Our community needs Brandon. I'm going to speak a little bit to my Spanish-speaking community. Mi nombre es Emma Gaete, estoy aquí porque estamos en apoyo de nuestro compañero Brandon Johnson, no solamente porque es mejor, porque lo necesitamos. Estamos aquí para recordarles, estuvimos en una huelga de hambre en el 2001. Paul Vallas es un mentiroso y un ratero. Él viene a las comunidades y saca el dinero y el ratero y causa devastación en nuestras comunidades. No solamente en Chicago, en Philadelphia y en New Orleans, va, saca el dinero y se la lleva y después se va a la casa con las manos limpias. Aquí le vamos a recordar que aquí no, ya basta. Ya es hora que tomen autoridad para sus acciones y no nos olvidamos, Paul Vallas. No estamos solamente en contra de ti, pero estamos con Brandon porque él va a luchar y va a seguir luchando por nuestra gente. Gracias.
Okay. But not only, and there's something that's very common. Just like Rahm Emanuel, when we had to do a hunger strike to save Diet High School, Rahm Emanuel gave $21 million to a rich school instead of putting it in our community in the middle of our hunger strike. By the same token, Paul Vallas did the same thing to the little village.
Wait a minute.
The person who set diet off on its path was Paul Vallas.
That part
there. Was one of the more popular middle schools on the south side of Chicago. Children went from Diet to CBS, to Simeon, to Dunbar in preparation for CTE. And with 3 months' notice, in 1999, Paul Vallas told the local school council at Diet High School, "You will be a high school," because our community was fighting against gentrification, and they did not want children, the incoming gentry did not want to send their children to King High School. So we turned King High School into a college prep. And then the children that lived right across the street from King could no longer go. When I joined the local school council at Diet High School, there were only 7 books in the library in 2003. That's Paul Vallas' legacy. But let's go a little deeper.
Come on.
Let's go a little further. We're going to move right now to New Orleans. And I want to call up my sister who was a parent, had children in school when Paul Vallas was the CEO of public school in New Orleans. And that's my sister Melissa Francis. Give her a round of applause.
I'm grateful for this opportunity, but I'm here to speak on how New Orleans was impacted by Paul Vallas. My name is Melissa Francis, and I'm representing Step Up for Action. On August 29th, 2005, 2005, a hurricane struck houses, hospitals, buildings, churches, and they all were destroyed. This hurricane caused more than 1,800 deaths, and it brings the cost of this natural disaster in U.S. history. Paul Vallas snuck in New Orleans in 2007. And at that time, many families had not returned because people were dealing with trauma. Trauma allowed Paul Vallas to creep into the city of New Orleans. He made decisions to change neighborhood schools into charters by selling us a slogan, school choice. Remind you, the majority of the parents and teachers had not returned to the city because people were distressed, traumatized. Well, Paul Vallas is known not being transparent As both a parent and educator, I was affected by both the natural disaster and his RASD decision maker, Paul Vallas. He didn't care about traumatized parents, children, or teachers.
Nope.
Paul Vallas never had families in his best interest. Many citizens of New Orleans recognize Paul Vallas as a scam, just like me.
Mm.
For 16 years, we've been dealing with this failed experiment of charter schools that he started.
Wait a second. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
And lied to.
Wait. Now, what did you guys hear that part? She said for 15 years, we've been dealing with the failed experiment of charter schools. What do we have? A whole bunch of in Chicago? Charter schools. The problem with charter schools is the fact that they're not they're not under CPS regulations. So the teachers don't get paid the way they're supposed to. They're not able to get the right hours. It's usually a lottery for the kids to get in. So the kids that live in the neighborhood aren't necessarily able to go to that school because it's again lottery system, which means you are put on a list and picked. So whether you live in the neighborhood or not, you are going there. I know when I was at NKO with City Year, we had a lot of students that didn't live in the neighborhood that were coming there at NKO. But it was interesting because we actually had two schools together. So NKO was the charter school, and then we had Aerial that was the regular school, and that was a whole situation. I can get into that another time. But I say all that to say, now she took and destroyed us with them charter schools, and then he went to New Orleans, did the exact same thing. Child, we were just in one state. We ain't even in Philadelphia yet. Good goodness, dude.
For the sake of greed. These evil structures continue because Paul Vallas passed the baton to the crooks, such as John White, Leslie Jacobs, and her brother. New Orleans has not been able to maintain teacher status. Right now, today in New Orleans, parents, in order for parents to enroll their children into the school, they have to use this unified application process to enroll their children into these schools. This is a hot mess. Leaving parents and voters, this is a hot mess. This is a hot mess because the district that my child most probably attend, my child is bused in another area. So that means that we are voting for people that school board officials that are not even in our district. Wow. The charter schools had over $5 billion of federal money that has come through the city over the past 16 years. And that's not really accounted for because our children are not being adequately educated. There are no books in the schools, healthy food is in the trash, so how healthy is that? And our children are go hungry, and our children are sleep deprived from long bus rides. Teachers spend more.
Wait, okay, so in case y'all missed that, so not only they say they don't have books in the schools, which is a situation that we have in Chicago. Well, they might have changed it now because I think they gave the majority of them computers, but that took a minute too, and because the books that they do have are old school books from like I think the last time they checked was like maybe they're the 90s. They might be the 90s now, but the majority of them are still like the 80s, all that kind of stuff, right? So like they're saying they have no books, the kids are going hungry. Who child? They done spent $5 million on the charter schools as opposed to the regular schools. But y'all want this man to be in charge of the whole city? Okay, now. Like I said, this is just New Orleans. We haven't even got to Philadelphia yet because he went and destroyed New Orleans and moved on to Philadelphia, child. Woo, look.
When I had to copy it and building a report for the children because we don't have books. I must say Vallas came to accomplish what he intended. He created a charter experiment that was never intended to benefit our children or teachers. it only benefited him because he had lots of money. More than half our children are not tested on grade level. About 50% of our schools are DL, just like Dr. Tutu said. Our children can't read on grade level, and this is criminal. Vallas, you led the privatization of children. And we haven't been able to get rid of innocence. The time is now to end the experiment in our children,
Yes.
families, and our neighborhood. Chicago, please don't, you don't want Paul Vallas. That's right. No, you really don't. I encourage you to vote for this gentleman right here. That's right. Brandon Johnson.
Hashtag anybody but Vallas.
But this trailer construction wasn't done then. You gotta remember that in 2013, when 50 schools were closed in Chicago. In Philadelphia, there was proposed to close 24 schools, claiming the budget crisis while they were building 2 prisons outside of Philadelphia. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. See, we can't make this up. But the person who set the tone for what they did in Philadelphia, in 2013, was Paul Vallas. And now, to speak truth to power, to speak power to the people, is my sister, Councilwoman Kendra Brooks.
When we know better, we do better. That's right. I just want to say that with you. When we know better, we do better. And the buck stops here. It may have started here, but it ends now. When I listen to the stories about Chicago, New Orleans, Haiti, Puerto Rico, and the path for destruction that Paul Vallas has brought the black and brown people around this country, is sickening. That's right. But the buck.
Wait a second. I look into that. Hold on. So they said, oh my God. Okay. I thought that he just destroying people in Chicago, Philadelphia, New Orleans. But he's bringing his destruction with Puerto Rico and Haiti. Again, the fact that he's gone through all these different states and countries, and it has to come back here because he's not welcome anywhere else. Oh, let me find a debate with him. And let me find a debate with him, and let me have some questions, honey, because I have some questions right now, sir.
Stops here. And I want to let you know, my path into politics was triggered by closures of schools here in Philadelphia. It was triggered by having someone, a CEO, come into our city, sell off property, sell off buildings, steal money that's still unaccounted for, and walk away like he didn't give a our children. And that plan of destruction still has not stopped. We still are in Philadelphia trying to recover a school district that was destroyed years ago. The buck stops here. And when we know better, we must do better. And shame on any elected official that forgot. We are accountable to the people that we serve every day. So I took a flight out from City Council today in Philadelphia to stand here in Chicago and say, when we know better, we do better. And I stand here with Brandon. I have not met him personally, but I am so excited to be here to support a change. Something different, something new. If education is what's activating us to get started, we should support our educators and folks that have pathways into politics that are.
Hold on, wait. Now let's be very clear. So this is the craziest thing apart about this whole situation. She said she had not met Brandon personally, but she knew that Vallas is a crook. She knew Vallas is not the one. So, and she's risking the fact that she doesn't know Brandon personally, but we damn sure know we don't want Vallas in charge of the city because of where he's robbed and stole and destroy the schools. Like, I mean, like, there is a serious pattern going on with this man. Why in the world are we still allowing him? Like, why are we still allowing this man to be in charge of anything? How did he even get on the ballot with everything that you're hearing right now? The fact that you have destroyed not just 3 states, not just 3 states, but 2 other countries. Well, Puerto Rico is a Commonwealth, so that's a whole other situation because it's part of the United States, but then it's kind of not. But you get what I'm talking about. He's destroyed 5 freaking territories around the world. And then he's trying to come back because he can't go nowhere else because everybody knows his reputation. Chicago, why did we forget? That's what I want to know. How did we forget how horrible this man was? Why is it that we forgot how bad he was, but the rest of the country didn't? We forgot this, though, because we're allowing this man to come to try to run and be in this election. Why? What the hell were we thinking? No, what was y'all thinking? When I saw his name on the ballot, I said, hey, hell no. But y'all forgot because why? Maybe because you guys weren't the students that were sitting there trying to study for this damn exam and then understand. And then when you get there, you see the questions have nothing to do with what you learned throughout the year. For the most part, there were a couple. There were some that actually had to do with what we learned, but the majority of what we learned was not in those questions for those tests that were 50% of our grade. They're sitting there and telling you what he's done in these schools. So why the fuck are y'all trying to put that man in office in charge of the whole city like you won't have enough goddamn problems? Mind you, these people have come from other states to tell you that this person is not the one. I digress.
The status quo. I enter this as a parent, a mom, and a community organizer. That's how I met Brother G2. When they were on the homeless strike, we were in Philadelphia fighting too. We had to fight to keep our public schools open and out of the hands of charter providers that Vallas had set up and given away already. The buck stops here. So I want people in Chicago to remember, you have an opportunity right now, to change the trajectory of this man. The buck stops here. When we know better, we do better. When we know better, we do better. We cannot allow this path of destruction to continue. If we allow him to steal and manipulate communities where children are affected, how dare us allow him to take over a city of black, brown, working class people and give it to him for free? Absolutely not.
That part.
Absolutely not. I'm calling, I'm asking each vote, all you Chicago folks, stand tall, stand strong, get behind Brandon Johnson to make sure that this crook, this roll, this thief, whatever you want to call him, does not have the opportunity to bring more harm and damage to the people of Chicago. Thank you so much.
No, and that's the funny part of the whole situation because everybody wants to claim it's all about the children. It's all about the children. We're doing it for the kids. Yada yada yada. We're shutting down. We're shutting down things in Florida because it's all about the kids. That's a whole nother conversation. Florida. Let's get on that real quick though. How the fuck are you trying to tell girls that they can't talk about their period when they're in school? I swear there's gonna be a whole bunch of walkouts right now. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with that governor? Why do y'all let that man continuously fool y'all? Y'all thought it was just going to be the Don't Say Gay bill? Oh, no, that was just the start of it. Now he's going to make sure y'all can't say nothing about your bodies at all. Baby, I wish somebody would have told me that I couldn't talk about the fact that I was on my period and all the bullshit I had to go through and all the pains and all those things when I was in school. I wish somebody would have told me that because I would have gone all the way in. I'm like, do you want all this pain? Do you want all these stomach cramps and things? I don't think so. They were sitting up there and they were trying to go for the young bodies of kids from day freaking one. The minute they talked about that quote unquote Don't Say Gay bill, that was the start. When they got that stuff pushed through, They're just gonna keep on picking and keep on picking. Every time they talk about the whole situation of, oh, it's the transgender kids and blah 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 blah, and this and third. Now mind you, here's the one thing that people forget: they always, every single time they talk about the transgender community, they always focus on the trans women. Why? Because and then they talk about how they want to check and see how just make sure that the little girls are little girls. That means y'all want to examine little girls' bodies, and nobody's saying anything about that part. They're not even talking about the trans boys. They're always go to the trans girls every time. Think about every single time this conversation is in place. It's never when it's the objection. It's never about the trans men. Always about the trans women, because they want an excuse to examine women. They want an excuse to examine young girls. Think about that part. In Ohio, they had that situation where they were having the conversation of possibly examining the girls, the young athletes, because they wanted to know if the girls were trans. First of all, it's none of your damn business. Secondly, I promise you, I'm 6'2", so I have been mistaken for trans or whatever because of my height. This and that, third, fine. Whatever, do you boo? That's crazy as fuck. I've been tight since I was 12. Period. No hormones, no nothing. That's just how it happened. Whatever. But I'm saying all that to say, if somebody would have even fathomed the idea of attempting to check and see if I was a real woman, I would have kicked their ass in the face, no questions asked, and told them to call my parents. I would have called my mom first and been like, I'm about to kick this man because he's trying to check my genitals to see what sex I am, and I would have got full permission to beat his ass. What is you talking about? Y'all always talk about, it's for the kids. We're so involved. There has to be the children. Oh my God, what about the children? They're sitting there and telling you what he did to the children, but y'all still put this man in the runoff. And Jamal Green, what the fuck? Weren't you in school when this nigga was in office? You were in school, or you were right behind it, because I think you're a little bit younger than me. So you were right behind it. You weren't there to see the bullshit that he did. Maybe that's your problem. But you didn't talk to anyone that was in school when he was running CPS. Why didn't you talk to anyone who was actually there? Because if you would have, you wouldn't have endorsed him. But then again, maybe you would have, because you're all about the money anyways, which is a whole other conversation about you, Mr. Jamal Green. But I digress. Well, I say, damn, man, it's crazy.
Imagine Brother Brandon one day when you and Kenya are together on the council of mayors. You feel me? But y'all thought the sister was short, she wasn't gonna bring it. No, that's my sister. That's my sister. That's Kenya Brooks. All right. So listen, we want to keep this press conference short and sweet. So I want to just say this. I was thinking the other night, I said, wouldn't it be amazing that the same brother, 3 weeks into the diet hunger strike, who joined the hunger strike with us and actually blocked an elevator at City Hall with 188 in the city. See, wouldn't it be great that brother who...
Wait, just stop. Hold on. I'm not sure if it's stopped on its own or if the thing just completely stopped. Hold on. Let me check real quick, because I can't tell. No, it's just paused. Okay. I was like, wait, it's supposed to be something.
The issues that happen with our people. That understand the root cause of the issue. See, Brandon knows that the young people doing drive-bys, the young people doing carjacking, didn't just come out of smoke.
That part.
A society that doesn't invest in its young people betrays its young people. And why Brandon is better, he's going to explain. We all know. But I want to say one more thing. Paul Vallas has a wonderful, consistent, glorious history of giving our communities the middle finger. This is a time for backbone.
Yes.
You know, sometimes when people are are staunch and people are strong, we don't think they're strategic. But the most brilliant thing you can do is resist in the face of people who think they're powerful. The most brilliant thing you can do is straighten your spine up and say, not for sale. What do you think brilliant thing?
Yes. So.
So the community is coming to this fifth floor with Brandon Johnson. Just like when Sam Cooke many years ago decided that he was going to start a company that black artists can own their publishing.
Come on.
And then the mob tried to intimidate Sam Cooke. 39th Street Road with Sam Cooke. Yes, sir. So you better know your history. You better know your history.
I gotta dig into that one. Did not know that. Instagram, I need to get together.
The back room. But the people. So, sisters and brothers, on your feet. On your feet. On your feet.
Thank you so much. I promise you, I'm going to be brief here. Public education at the expense of the state, particularly in the South, after all, is a Negro idea. Those are the words of one of the greatest intellectuals, organizers, lover of people, W.E.B. Du Bois. And the fact that we have created school systems that require families and parents to apply for something.
Instagram, I need to get this together. This is annoying. Come on now. Oy.
We're in the city of Chicago. Chicago, you're going to finally have someone who believes in public education.
Yes.
Someone who was raised in public education.
Yes.
And someone who sends their children to the Chicago public schools. And here's what this moment is about. This is about the hopes and dreams for the people of the country who want to see a better, brighter future, for the best investment we can ever make. And that's into our children. And that's why I became a public school teacher. Teaching middle school students would certainly prepare me to become the mayor of the city of Chicago. Because if you can teach 7 and 8 and bring and bring USA, anything is possible, Chicago. But here's what we have to make sure that we're clear about. Not just our belief in public education, but to make sure that we are investing in public education.
Yes.
As mayor of the city of Chicago, we're going to expand sustainable community schools that give opportunities for local communities to offer up direction for what's best for the neighborhood. We're going to make sure that we have child care for all. So no matter where you are in this city, you can have affordable, sustainable, and accessible child care.
Yes.
We're also going to make sure that the people who actually do the work get to actually take time off when they have children.
That part.
The fact that over 80% of the workforce are women, and we don't give them the ability to have paternal leave, that's unconscionable.
Well,
Listen, the working conditions and the learning conditions of our public schools are one and the same. We have to make sure that we are investing into the lives that are part of not just our future, but our today. And here's the most incredible opportunity that we have this moment. That on April 4th, we will be voting to shift the political dynamics on a day that a dreamer was assassinated. And when Reverend Martin Luther
let's see if it's cut off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. You're all the powerhouses. I see you back there. What else is it? Brandon's better. Brandon's better. That's right. That's right.
Okay, yeah, so we're actually done with this. I'm like, I don't like the way that cuts off Instagram. I'm gonna need y'all to fix that so we can actually know what's going on. But yeah, so I wanted to just show you guys the video of where the people came from different states to talk about the destruction that Paul Vallas has caused within their state. So when I say Paul Vallas is dangerous for Chicago, he started his path of destruction here. He went on to, mind you, listen to what y'all heard. He went on to Louisiana. He went on to Philadelphia. He went on to Puerto Rico. And he went on to Haiti and took his path of destruction with him. Now he wants to come back here and add some more notches to the belt, apparently. We can't let that happen. We really can't let that happen. Like, we worked too damn hard trying to fix the mess that he created to let him come back. Because what does he want to do? Privatize all the schools. Why? Because that means public schools lose funding. And everyone doesn't get the same well, okay, let's be honest. Everybody's not getting the same education now, but you know what I mean. It divides the city even more. Chicago's already divided enough. We don't need anything else that's going to make the situation worse. So tomorrow I will be at Brandon Johnson's event. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. So you guys can actually, if you guys are tuned in before this, you can actually see what we're talking about. Hold on. Marilyn Pagon Banks. Shout out to my girl, Marilyn Pagon Banks, who just got on the police district council. She is actually attending this event. She invited me. So, boom. There we go. I'm going to pull it up so you guys can actually see. It is a rally tomorrow. I'm about to pull it up real quick so you guys can see this before we get out of here. Really, come on. That's what we're doing. Facebook. That should be it, right? No, please, this video. Okay. So tomorrow from 3 to 5 at the JLM Center at 2622 West Jackson. Brandon Johnson. The rally is called Women for Brandon Johnson. I am definitely going to be there. They have guest speakers. That should be fun. So if they have a situation where people outside of the guest speakers can speak, you already know I'm getting on that microphone because I again will continue to state Paul Vallas cannot run this city. He will completely run it into the ground officially because he's already done that with the Chicago public school systems, with Louisiana public schools, New Orleans public school systems, with Puerto Rico's public school systems, with Haiti's public school systems, as well as Philadelphia's public school systems. That's 5 different locations this man has destroyed. Why did we let him back in here? Why did we allow him to even attempt to run to begin with? People probably thinking, oh my God, I know that name. Why do you know that name? Because he was former Mayor Daley's best friend. Let's start with that part. And because your kids probably cursed about him several times when they were in schools that were ran by him. All this man does is create a path of destruction. Some people don't deserve a second chance. He's had 5 at this point. 3 strikes, you're out typically. Chicago, we need to stop being so forgiving. We cannot do this. We have worked too hard to reverse the bullshit that he did in the city. Remember, Rahm Emanuel closed over 50 schools because of the test that he created that allowed them to do so because they could say the schools were underperforming. I'm going to state it again. Rahm Emanuel was able to close over 50 schools due to the test that this man created, where now they can say that those schools were underperforming because they did not measure up to the bullshit test that he made. He was only in charge of Chicago public school system. What the hell do you think is going to happen if he gets his hands on the entire city? But anyways, I digress. Thank you for everyone that's going to be tuning in on the replay. Thank you for my girl, Madam, for being ready to hit the comment section. But anyways, that's all for today. Tomorrow I got so tomorrow at 3. I'm not live streaming the whole time. I'll live stream a little bit, but I'm not streaming for 2 hours. I refuse. I'm gonna let his team do that. But make sure that you guys tune in tomorrow because 3 p.m. I will definitely be live streaming this event. Actually, I might do a couple different lives. Let's do it that way. I'm gonna do a couple different lives, maybe like 3 or something throughout the time that I'm there. I'll probably do the one when he's speaking. When somebody that's speaking that's a substance, hey, let's be honest. Everybody shouldn't be on the mic. But I'm being honest. Come on, sorry. Some people just don't have that fire, and I need that fire. If you're coming to do this and you're understanding what we need to do, I need y'all bring that fire each and every time, period. But yes. But my name is Danaya Azure. Make sure you guys follow me on all social media at Danaya Azure, DANAYAAZURE. Like the Facebook page, facebook.com/Danaya Designs for You, facebook.com/Danaya Azure Radio. And be sure to subscribe to me right here on YouTube. All you have to do is type in Danaya Azure. All right, you guys, take care. Love ya. Bye.